Great question. And not only is there a problem with Medicaid, but Medicare, Veterans Care, there's a lot more involved. But I'll try to be as specific as I can. But I think the Medicaid system, the problem that we have right now is, as you just described, is if you make too much, maybe just a little bit, that you no longer get the benefits. And our goal should be, in the system, is to ensure that one, that if you want to work, that you can work, and that we can provide the medical insurance necessary, medical care necessary. Here's the problem with our system right now. We have somewhat of a dysfunctional medical care system. When you think about Medicaid, Medicare, Veterans Care, all these programs. And the first thing that has, at least my view is, we have to have the principal understanding, are we going to make sure that every citizen in this country has access to health care? If the answer is yes to that, then the issues you're dealing with should not be an issue in the future. My view is yes. We should ensure that people have access to medical care for the richest country in the world that doesn't provide, or at least have access to health care. And here with Medicaid, the system itself, and I'll give you one example. When I was up in Fairbanks, an individual qualified for both Medicare and Medicaid. When they looked at the procedure the person needed, Medicare did not cover it. Medicaid did. But in order for the person to qualify and get the services, they had to first go through the Medicare qualification process, get denied, and then they could apply to Medicaid. Even though the doctor said Medicare is not going to cover this, it says right here, this procedure is not covering it. But the way the system operates is, you have to enter through this process. End result, costs more money, which means less services. Or, in the Veterans Program, you can negotiate for all prescription drugs and services of that nature. Example, I'm within about a few pennies here. 7-ounce bottle of saline is about $1.50 in the Veterans system. In the Medicare Medicaid system, it's $7. The same product. Now, who's paying for it? The same people, taxpayers. It's because it's not allowed to negotiate under the Medicare and Medicaid system. So, for you in your specific example, the thing that has to happen is first the principle that we're going to provide or have access to health care. Second is to make sure people who are working, who want to work, for example, if your employer came to you and said, we're going to give you a raise, you may fall in the category that raise may disqualify you from receiving services, which is a problem, because we want you to excel. And so that system has to be adjusted to ensure that people who want to work and need services for a highly dependent child is taken care of. And that's just my fundamental. My nephew had spina bifida. His mother was a single parent. And I can probably describe the same situation. She was trying to get a degree, get an education. She is now a teacher. He is on his own now. But to get to that point was very difficult. And there were some times when she did not have the services that she hoped to have. But I don't think there's one simple answer, but I think the plight you're in, I have seen. Our family has experienced it. A lot of what the Senate, in my view, doesn't have is these kind of real-life experiences. So you can count on me to work to make sure that the average, everyday person who's experiencing what you are experiencing, that we can make sure the system works and doesn't work against you. And so, specifics, I can't tell you how to tweak it to the detail, but what you'll get is someone who understands that the system has to be tweaked. Another one I'll give you real quick on Medicaid, and I learned this from an individual, it's a great idea. The person who, she's employed, this is her story, employed, she has Medicaid health care services, but she had to take care of her child, she had to take off a week of work, which meant a lot of income loss. But she had insurance she thought she could use to take care of that disability or supplemental income. It was not allowed because it interfered with the Medicaid system, which makes no sense. If she wants to protect her income and knows at times her child may be sick because of the illness the child had, in order to make sure they get to the doctors, why not allow her to purchase that in order to protect her income? The system is designed a one-size-fits-all, and that's a problem. So I'm a systems guy. I like to see systems change in order to work rather than try to just tweak it here and there. So your issue is very in tune with, I've heard it more than once across the state as I've traveled.